This is the Jalan Besar Stadium, temporary home for Brunei DPMM as they search for their first point, or even better, their first win of the season against Tanjong Pagar United, who got their first win in their last match against Jalan International. This match being played side by side with Tampines Rovers, who hope to extend their lead at the top of the Singapore Premier League with victory against Balestier Khalsa at the Bishan Stadium. We'll keep you updated with scores coming in from that game. And also Albrecht Nagata playing tomorrow night against Hougang United. And also at the Bishan Stadium, the Lion City Sailors entertain Geylang International. Geylang and Tampines both stuck on 7 points with the Stags ahead on goal difference. Ability, of course, to pull 3 points clear with a win for them tonight. And right at the bottom of the table, Tanjong Pagar United with a win. Just ahead of Brunei DPMM, who can actually climb above Tanjong Pagar with a victory tonight. They and the Young Lions, the only teams to have drawn a blank this season. Still, though, they had loads of positive to take from their game against Balestier Khalsa as we check in with their head coach right now, Adrian Pennock.
I think yeah, some positives in our side, especially after the Balestier first half. I thought we played very well against Balestier. The referee had different views on the red card and penalties and other red cards, and VAR was wrong. So we done okay against Balestier. So mixed views, but pleasantly pleased. Obviously, we want to get some points on the board as soon as we can. But you know, we've got a youngish team this year, and obviously being away for 3 years, it's been difficult. But we're going in the right direction. You know, I'm not too worried at the moment with the results, and more importantly, how well the team are playing. I think, especially first half against Balestier, we're doing okay. Oh, it's going to be difficult today. Unfortunately, young Kimi has gone back to Brunei because for family reasons. So our thoughts and prayers go to him and his family at this difficult time. We have Bilic is out. Obviously, he's got a thigh injury. We have Yura obviously suspended. Again, crazy decision that he got a red card for nothing. So he'll be suspended. Halmi is injured. Faka has gone back home to Brunei because the good news is he's had a baby girl a couple of days ago, which is fantastic. So we're pleased for him. So we are down to the bare bones, but it gives a good opportunity for young players to come in and show me what they can do. So I'm really looking forward to today's game. We know it's going to be very difficult today.
It's a new ball game today, but we are ready and prepared. So we hope we're going to continue and have another win for today's match. Yeah. We know DPMM. I think the first 2 games for them is not a result that they wanted, but they are still a force to reckon with. They still have good players. You know, they have Waranko is in front of me right now, walking, and then they have a young player Hakimi, and also Azwan. Well, we cannot take things easily, but we just need to focus on what we are doing. So we hope that we are able to play well today.
So both these teams coming into this matchup at the Jalan Besar Stadium having just faced opponents who were once managed by my co-commentator, Kidir Kamis. Of course, we're talking about the teams Geylang International and Balestier Khalsa. So Adrian Pennock, Kidir, spoke about how they took some positives from that match against Balestier Khalsa. What were the positives that they could take from that game?
They scored a lot of goals in the last 2 games, 3 goals. So they know that with Hakimi and Varankov, they have the firepower up front to score the goals, but it's always at the back that they have to manage. I think the last pre-match or post-match where Adam Pennock said that they're still in more or less pre-season mode. They're still looking to have a run-through of 5-6 games where they're going to set everything up. They're going to treat it like a pre-season where they're still going to identify problems here and there where they're going to sort them out. And today is going to be tough for them because they have lost a lot of players. The players going back to Brunei and a lot of injuries and suspensions, red cards previously. So they have a tall order today to play against Tanjong Pagar, but he's not worried about the results. So they are looking at the performance, so we'll see what happens today.
Yeah, exactly right. You talk about them having a lack of personnel today, 5 changes they've had to make as the teams are being introduced. Let's talk about Tanjong Pagar now, the Jaguars. Not the same start of the season as they had last year, but will that win against Geylang give them a little bit of a boost then?
Yeah, definitely. I think they needed that win to get their season going. I will say against an on-form Geylang International, who had 7 points out of 9, they have a new personnel in Marine. They have Nakudin, they have Tajli, who's not starting today, but again they still have quality players in the first 11 and also on the bench with Khairul Amri, who's Singapore's top striker, and maybe a game changer as well today.
Yeah, it's going to be a very emotional match, especially for the Aussie, flamboyant Aussie Blake Rissioto, the number 20, who used to play for this team in red and black. So it is Brunei DPMM facing up against Tanjong Pagar. The last time they played in the Singapore Premier League, DPMM ended up as champions in 2019. Ahmad Akasha refereed 4 of their matches that season. He is the man in the middle, and he'll be helped out by Ronnie Koh and Limsi Singh, with Fahad Mohammed also in tow. In the VAR room, there is Muhammad Taufik Tana alongside Abdul Hanan, just in case Ahmad Akasha misses anything on the pitch. And certainly Adrian Pennock will hope that the VAR is not going to be working overtime as it did the last time they played here a few nights ago in that 3-4 loss to Balestier Khalsa. So 5 changes then for this Brunei DPMM squad. Those that remain: Akmal Tursunbayev, the goalkeeper, Azwan Ali Rahman, Hendra Azam, Andrei Voronkov, and Angel Martinez, the Spanish centre-back. Balic is out injured, but he is fit enough to make an appearance on the subs bench. 3-5-2 that they play.
I think for Adrian Pennock, since I met him in 2019, he has always been using 3-5-2 to a good effect. And I'm sure over the last 2 games they have used the same formation, and I don't think he's going to change for this game.
There he is, both coaches on the bench looking for their 20th win as managers of their football club. Adrian Pennock was the S-League Coach of the Year in 2019 when he led DPMM to victory in his very first season in charge. For Tanjong Pagar, they make 3 changes from that 2-0 victory against Geylang, and Nakudin Yunus comes in for Tajeli Salamat, probably playing down that right wing-back role. Shukri Bashir will take the place of Khairul Amri up front, side by side with their new signing Marin Mundrazija, and Naufal has been replaced by Raihan Rahman. Probably Raihan going into that central position. Hasran Jailani is the coach, also looking for his 20th win. Well, both these teams play similar formations at 3-5-2, so what gives here?
The quality of the players, and at the same time, although you play a similar formation, the style that you play is going to be different. You have Tanjong Pagar who is effective, who likes to go down the channels with the strikers that they have, with Shukri and Marine, totally different from Voronkov. So Voronkov is more of a target man. So you can see 2 different styles of play, even though they have the same formation.
Yeah, absolutely right. And if Balic had played, it will be same formation with the same 1.9-meter Croatian anchor. But Balic, of course, is on the subs bench. So all set and ready to go then. Tanjong Pagar, not the same start this season. Last season, they only lost on match day number 7. They picked up 12 points in their first 18. Just 1 win this time around against Geylang, which snapped a 4-game losing streak for Hasrin Jailani in the Singapore Premier League. But last season, 10 wins last year. That's the first time that they've hit double digits in wins since 2002. 59 goals as well. Only in 2001 did they score more in the Singapore Premier League. But the big miss for them this season, of course, last year's 3rd highest scorer in the Singapore Premier League, Ryo Nishiguchi. How do you replace 26 goals?
You have to divide it amongst all the players. That's all I can say. But again, Marine has a lot of pressure on him because he's the one being brought in to replace the 20-odd goals that Ryo Nishiguchi has scored last season.
Well, they've only met each other 6 times in the Singapore Premier League, these 2 sides. 4 wins for DPMM, a draw and a loss. 10th meeting overall if you include the matches in the League Cup, all won by Brunei DPMM in a competition that they absolutely adore. 3 times League Cup winners, 2 times SPL champions, 2 times runners-up, 2 times 3rd place. Tanjong Pagar United going for their first ever SPL title, 3 times runners-up between 97 to 2000 as the ball is put out of play immediately for an early throw for Brunei DPMM. Really started superbly well, on fire against Balestier Khalsa the last time out. 2 goals in the opening 10 minutes and kind of lost their way and lost their heads halfway through that. Not helped by some dodgy officiating as Aswan just about gets the ball back. It's lifted into space for Voronkov. First header won already by him. Shakir Hamza's got to watch. He's totally messed that one up, but still dropped to Voronkov, and Rissioto will pick that up after Shakir Hamza really got himself into a muddle then.
Well, you have 2 physical sides coming against one another. You have a Voronkov and against Shakir Hamza and also Raihan Rahman. It's going to be interesting how they're going to manage the leading, or rather the top scorer in 2019, and see how they are going to keep him quiet today.
Shakir Hamza, of course, played in the centre-back role, the sweeper's role in that last match against Jalan, as Rissioto tries to use the pace that is usually offered by Akram. Goes all the way back to Tursunbayev. Not the best of clearances. That's a lovely ball being played by Rissioto. An opportunity then for Mudrizija. Back to Rissioto against his former squad. Tursunbayev easy gathers because there was a bit of a firepower that was lacking in that shot.
You have that space in front of you for Blake now. Just to take a first-time shot, just to curl it and bend it to the left of the goalkeeper. Just didn't have enough on it to trouble the DPMM custodian.
All right, so there we go, as ball's headed back once again. DPMM going the aerial route early in this match. Rissioto brought the accuracy, didn't bring the poison, but first shot has been clocked on target. It belongs to Tanjong Pagar as the Jaguars begin to bare their fangs against the Brunei DPMM squad. Out of 8 seasons in the Singapore Premier League, they've achieved 15 wins in 4 of those 8 seasons. Just testament to the great record that they've had in this competition. Wafi was part of the Brunei squad that played at the Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Once again trying to use the pace of Akram. He's done well first time out, just got the ball inside. There was enough cover. Maybe that's the reason why you play 3 at the back.
You have numbers at the back. You know, when you beat somebody, there's always somebody else covering behind.
Hertzi making his first appearance of the season, and the ball's already gone out of play. Well, Shakir is complaining to the referee that that first throw was a dress rehearsal. It wasn't supposed to be. So Najib Tarif converted into a left full back by Steve Keane. Those early years of Brunei DPMM, and playing at right wing back for this match. And forced change it was as well. His lift up Sirhic has done superbly well just to defeat one player and just keep the ball. Floats all the way out. But Faisal Roslan has given the ball away. It's rescued by Nakiuddin, who almost internally gave the ball away again. Had to be cleared first time by Raihan. Fortuitously, it's found its way all the way through to Shukri. Well, they've kept the ball well enough. They haven't found that penetrative pass until that one by Rissioto. Nakiuddin, no one inside the penalty box though for him to aim for. Finally, help arrives, and that's a really good header. Cleared out first time by Wafi.
But Brunei has really has to manage the lines. There were a few times in the last 3 minutes where Tanjong Pagar has had opportunities to play behind the defensive line, which is really dangerous for Tanjong Pagar's speed, especially Nakiuddin.
As Tanjong Pagar players have been using the flanks, it seems as if those wing backs have got lots of speed in them.
It takes a lot out of you as a wing back. You need to defend and you need to attack as well.
Absolutely right. Well, they have gone long with all their routes towards goal so far, and that's another long one. Rissioto just kind of balanced himself before just hooking that one away. Didn't know he had the luxury of time.
Voronkov is such a good striker. His ability to hold the ball, and at the same time, you put him against Faisal Roslan, he will win you the header, and you put him against Shakir Hamza, he will also win you the header as well. He's always a good target man.
There he is, trying to lay the ball off. Not the best of crosses though from Abdul Muiz. Slotting it at left full back with Fakhruddin, as we heard, going back to Brunei just to celebrate the birth of his daughter. Well, they haven't had an away win outside of the Jurong East Stadium, Tanjong Pagar, since the 23rd of July last year. The last time they won here in the stadium, at the Jalan Besar Stadium, 2nd of April last year against the Young Lions. Shakir. Time opportunity, but closed down. stepping in front of his opponent to win that one back. The ball comes at him in double quick time, and because of that, he was forced to put his laces through it. That's a very clever play from Hendra Azam. Well, they're inviting him to take a shot, and it's unleashed by Muiz, but it was never going to trouble Kenji.
This is the space that I was mentioning to you before the match started, where you play in a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. You know, the space after the win back being tucked inside. You know, this is the space where Abdul Muiz decided to take a shot from. Again, this is the dangerous space that to vacate for Tanjong Pagar.
They're believing in themselves in terms of playing it out from the back. Well, Brunei DPMM slightly too physical then for the Tanjong Pagar boys. There's a little tap on the calf of Shukri. Trying to float this one. They've had a lot of joy down the flank so far in this game. Tanjong Pagar in the opening 8 minutes. Yet again, they go to the left-hand side for Akram, asking to chase after this with Najib Tarif side by side with him. Clearance picked up by Shakir Hamza, who scored last week, of course. Faisal's told that Voronkov's not going to show any interest in that, so slows down and trying to pick up the ball. He picks up the throw.
Well, his experience against youth on the left-hand side of Tanjong Pagar. Akram Azman, a 22-year-old against a 35-year-old.
Here is Faisal Roslan. Not too far away is Rusuto. The ball's got to carry enough meat to get back to Kenji. Just enough sugar for the goalkeeper to come out and put his laces right through it. Risuto wins one in the air, keeping it alive for Akram, who tries to keep it alive for Mudriza. He's decided to go running in, but very good covering from Angel Martinez. Faisal picks it up yet again. All the loose balls being picked up by a player in blue. That's super control by Fatullah. Just killed that one instantaneously. Akram's got a couple inside the penalty box, hoping for a good delivery. And Brunei clear their line superbly well and win the free kick, just to ease the pressure.
A smart play by Shakir Hamza. He knew that he was beaten, and he knew that he has left his position. And just a little tuck left the trailing leg, and now every one of the Tanjong Pagar players are back to reorganize.
Hendra feeling the studs then of Shakir Hamza, making his 140th appearance in this competition, Singapore Premier League. Tursunbayev has already had his gloves stung once by Risuto. Shakir, he'll have some confidence in that. Voronkov already showing a little frustration in terms of the service that's been provided to him. It's really well worked, worming his way around with Shukri, and he spoils all of that with that pass which was cut out. Kenji, who made his debut in the Singapore Premier League playing against Brunei DPMM. Back at the time when he was in the colours of Home United. A little talking to here, and the Brunei DPMM players need to watch as Mudrazija and Martinez come face to face, head to head. He is no angel, Angel. Backpedaling. He's not going to trust himself to get enough purchase behind that header to head it back to the goalkeeper, so takes the responsibility to clear it. And here is Shakir Hamza. It's a clever ball that's played in between the lines. Akram didn't have that ability to pull it right back to a couple of players who were loitering just outside the 6-yard box for the finishing touch.
Perfectly weighted through pass by Shakir Hamza in between the right wing back and the centre back of DPMM. Really unfortunate that Akram didn't have, or they didn't find his feet to just square the ball into the middle for the oncoming Tanjong Pagar players.
He was almost too fast then. Akram Osman, double A in speed, definitely, that's for sure. They found it so hard to deal with him, and his pace shown down this left-hand side so far. The first corner of the match goes to Tanjong Pagar. Sugic is there. He's going to be one of those that are being aimed for. It goes all the way behind. Tursunbayev didn't look very convincing, but just too much sugar behind that cross.
I think Raihan has always been the designated corner kick taker for Tanjong Pagar United. Even scored a goal straight from a corner kick last season.
You're absolutely right. His only goal of the season. Raihan Rahman. His first ever goal in the Singapore Premier League was scored against tonight's opposition. And he went on to score 2 against them over the years. Sugic lost possession. Referee says that's okay. Just one inside the penalty box. Not the big target that they're hoping for. Voronkov was there battling with this guy on the ball, Sugic. Just before that. Tursunbayev, no nonsense, deciding just to slam it long. That's very solid defending by Faisal.
Very smart defending by Faisal Rostan. He knew that the second balls are important for them to keep.
Shakir Hamza, the win, almost holding the ball up. We know that he's got a short fuse, Shakir. And did well to ensure that that reaction was kept to a minimal by his high standards.
It was definitely a late tackle. But Tanjong Pagar don't want to risk losing anyone on the field, especially captain, with 1 goal and 1 assist this season.
Here is Tanjong Pagar's captain using Risuto, who scored last week. It's hit a little too hard to try to match the run coming in from the flanks of Nakiuddin. Abdul Muiz, left full-back, no slouch as far as the replacement is concerned. Veteran of a player. His only international goal for Brunei was scored against Singapore. Voronkov held it up superbly well yet again. But every time he's outside the penalty box, they don't have anything to aim for inside. Not the best of touches then, and an opportunity to spring on the counter-attack. Nasaruddin couldn't deliver the perfect ball inside for Osman to chase.
It's the second balls that is key here for Brunei DPMM. They're always in position to receive it from Voronkov, or even in a position to get any spilled balls by the Tanjong Pagar players.
So no goal yet after 15 minutes. It's in stark contrast, of course, to the thriller that we had between Brunei DPMM and Balestier the last time out. Akram, who has been very busy in the opening minutes. Shakir knocking it just behind. Tursunbayev has got to be very sure, and he was just about right. It was offside though, wouldn't have counted.
These are the balls again being played by Tanjong Pagar over the defense of Brunei DPMM by the runs of Nakiuddin and Akram on the left-hand side.
Looks as if Hasrin Jailani has done his homework, Kidir. That Brunei DPMM line is a very high one.
Yeah, and that's what he's paid to do, right? To come up with a game plan and to overcome Brunei DPMM today.
Yet again. Sorry. Yep, go for it.
Age and also the lack of speed is a huge factor for Brunei DPMM. Something that I'm sure Hasrin Jalani considered coming out of this game plan.
Well, they have been very physical at the opening minutes. Wafi coming in very strong. We just feel that the first yellow card's not too far away at the rate things are going.
Yeah, I think cumulative of the number of fouls Brunei have made, I'm sure the yellow card is going to come soon.
Played 3 games in 2019 when they won the title. Wafi.
I remember him. He was still a 19-year-old young boy I think he played against me maybe once out of 3 times.
Just about won it in midfield, Hendra, and that's very pretty football. Varankov very much part of it. Shakir once again taken out of it by Nasiruddin. And he will be spoken to by the referee. It's a couple of times already that Nasiruddin stuck a leg out on Shakir Hamza.
I'm still surprised that there's still no yellow cards yet.
Grisuto's certainly reminding the referee that there should at least be one already by now. And this will be frustrating for the Tanjong Pagar bench, but they'll do well enough to remind their players just to keep their heads here.
And that's what you get from Brunei DPMM. They are very physical, they are very efficient. They get the ball as soon as possible to Varankov, and at the same time win the second ball, the knockoff and the layoff as well. It's a bit unfortunate that Hakimi is not around today.
Yeah, he is a very exciting player to watch. We certainly wish him all the best. We heard in the pre-match interviews that he's gone back for personal family reasons. A touch then from Akram wasn't the best. Thought that Shakir was going to be there, but having just been bruised, the last thing he could do was get up there in double quick time. This is Kenji Rushdie. Kept only 1 clean sheet in 10 matches for Tanjong Pagar last season. Be happy to note that he's already kept 1 in his 3rd game this year, having kept that clean sheet against Geylang. Shukri somehow it's made its way through, but Angel Martinez has done extremely well, and once again those two square up. This time it's Nasiruddin who's gone down, almost clutching his shoulder.
Oh, that's not a good sign for Adrian. I think it's the awkward fall that maybe injure him today.
There's nothing malicious in that, of course. Raihan Rahman didn't run across him to block him out, going towards the ball, almost stood his ground, and Nasiruddin ran right into him. And the last thing that Pennock needs now is another injury to his already depleted squad. Oh, this will be their temporary home until they've got their renovations sped up in Bandar Seri Begawan, Brunei DPMM. But if you look over the years, they need their home ground, don't they, Brunei DPMM?
Yeah.
Most of their victories, especially in those seasons where they won the title, came from Bandar Seri Begawan.
Yeah, I think it's also because of the traveling that we do when we go over to the stadiums, because you don't really have enough rest, and in the moment you get there, everything is rushed. You get there, you have to train, and then you come back to the hotel, and you don't really have a good ample rest for the next day's match. And of course, it's a different environment in the stadium, different feel, cow grass, and it's a different feel to it. It's like playing in Hougang Stadium or even Balestier.
Was just gone a bit scrappy here. There's too many physical challenges. Shukri once again making that run behind that Brunei DPMM defense. Martinez did superbly well just to screen that and ensure that he got to the ball. Raihan in a very unfamiliar role. He usually plays at the center of midfield. Faisal Rishuto. Martinez to clear it. Varankov, every time he jumps for a ball, it inevitably ends with him winning it. Sugic just way too strong that time. Nasiruddin, it's the last thing he needed, coming back from an injury. And here comes Mudrazija. One-on-one against Martinez, and the Spaniard wins that challenge that time at the expense of a corner.
This is the one where you like to see Marine getting more involved in the play, and it's always the same runs where you want Angel Martinez to be out of position, and at the same time somebody coming in from behind, whether it's Blake, whether it's Mirko Sugic, to receive the ball from across.
Martinez has to defend the corner now. Player, of course, who played at the Under-17 Euros for Spain, alongside a teammate who now plays for Liverpool FC, Thiago Alcantara. He scored the winning goal in the semi-final against Holland. He's got to defend the first goal here. I hope that doesn't arrive on either Mundrazija or Sugic's head. Sugic went near post and was good enough defending it. They needed Azwan just to be a bit more patient in terms of holding the ball, because there was no one ahead of him. Faisal Roslan straight away inside. That's a super ball. Mundrazija right in front of goal, and you'd have to say that wasn't a very good or pretty miss at all.
Big opportunity missed by Marine Murazija. He still had time to control it, I feel, and take one more touch before hitting in the back of the net.
It's a sign of a striker who's just slightly lacking in confidence at the moment. Hasn't opened his accounts yet this season. It usually happens that way. All strikers just feed on confidence, don't they?
Yeah.
Whenever they get on a goal-scoring streak, the goalpost suddenly looks a lot bigger.
Now the goalpost would be like like a five-a-side.
Yeah, exactly.
Futsal goalpost now.
Maybe in his case, even a golf cup. Even then, he might not be able to strike it. Here he is on the ball, Mundrazija. Well, he's trying to create since he can't score. That one traveled long enough, almost finding Akram, who's going to marshal this one out for a throw. Halfway through the first half, pertinent questions being asked at the moment by Tanjong Pagar. Shukri wanted a free kick. The referee says get up, play on. Raihan Rahman had to be very alert because Voronkov was not too far away from him. And here he is on the ball, Voronkov, against his ex-teammate Resiuto. He tried to just spear that one, dink it behind the defense for the run of Nasiruddin, but Azwan couldn't find his teammate. Hendra Azam. He scored a brace, 2 goals in 2019 in that title-winning run for DPMM. It's the first time since 2017 that they've started with 2 losses in a row to begin their season. In 2017 they had a horrendous year where they finished 8th, their worst finish in the SPL. That's a very clever ball into space for the run of Fatula. Sugic loping forward. Wasn't the best of passes for Nakiuddin. Muiz easily picked up by Faisal. Sugic with Razija trying to get in behind Martinez. Resiuto to take over. Fatula back to Shakir. Trying to get a little patience here for runners being made behind the defense. Mundrazija has provided that. A cross finds its way in to Azam. Akram still available in case the pass is hit just in front of him, and here he is. Storming challenge coming in from Wafi.
You can see now the momentum has gone to Tanjong Pagar's side. They are more in control, in possession. The way that they build up has a lot of varieties, which didn't allow Brunei DPMM to start pressing.
Part of the arsenal of Shakir Hamza is that ability to launch this one long. Resiuto's inside the box. Sugic doesn't join them, so this one's aimed at the Australian. It's put free, and still Mundrazija can't open his accounts in the Singapore Premier League.
Look at the support Shukri is giving him a pat on the back. A really good opportunity for him to open his scoring account in the SPL. just didn't drop early enough for him to hit the ball first before the tackle came in.
Herzi Zulfaka it was who threw in the challenge, and it was deflected over for another Tanjong Pagar corner. And you just feel, and the Tanjong Pagar fans will also feel, that a goal is imminent. Raihan Rahman to take this. And once again, the big guys, including Faisal Roslan at the far post. Risuto has gone close, gone near. Shukri tried that spectacular little overhead hook, which didn't work.
Well, good work from him to get away from his marker. I think his marker just left him to gut the goalpost rather than being close to him. Still a tough acrobatic kick for him to put the ball down towards the target.
Third year at Tanjong Pagar. Shukri Bashir starting ahead of Khairul Amri for this match.
I think you know what Hasrin is going to do. You got to tire the defense out, and then you got to put in Khairul Amri later part of the game, hopefully.
Yeah, Amri played almost 80 minutes in the last match. At his age, he's not going to be playing 2 consecutive 80 minutes games for you in the space of 4 days.
He doesn't have the spring like he used to be anymore, but he's still very dangerous in the box.
It's also basic human gesture. It's human cruelty if you're asking him to do that. It's the opening goal. It's finally gone in for Mudrazija. Just in front of goal. This time he won't miss. Did it last come off him though? That's the big question. But that was a splendid cross put inside into that area of doubt in the Brunei DPMM box, and that high line didn't work itself then.
Fantastic cross from Shakir Hamza. It looked like it came off the DPMM player rather than Marin Mudrazija, but he looks like he's claiming the goal for himself. But it's something that you didn't see before Shakir Hamza got the ball. Again, that defense splitting pass or defense pressing pass from Raihan Rahman, the second time that he happened during the game, allowed the play to go and progress to the midfield line before Shakir Hamza made a exquisite cross.
So Herzi Zulfaka, just 2 minutes ago, threw in a sliding challenge to prevent Marin Mudrazija from scoring his first ever goal in the Singapore Premier League. There is a check in progress to ensure that there's no offside in that goal. Herzi Zulfaka, who prevented that goal, has been confirmed. Tanjong Pagar lead by a goal to nil. And how times can come back to haunt you for Herzi Zulfaka. Having just prevented Mudrazija, he has helped Mudrazija to this opening goal. Well, he threw his head at the ball before Mudrazija could get anywhere close to it. And the way that Mudrazija started the game and started the season might have been better for him just to leave it, because he might have missed it in front of goal.
As you can see here, a good cross from Shakir Hamza, right at the space where you want it. Definitely from the replay, you see Herzi's head hitting the ball first before Mudrazija.
Well, the check is still in progress. Spotting for an offside, of course, for Mudrazija. It looked as if he ran just slightly ahead of the defense. But this is taking quite some time. VAR, of course, was in full effect in the last game at Brunei DPMM featured. And Pennock had the wrong calls when it came to the VAR the last time. Is he going to get VAR coming his way and being on his side this time out?
Well, I'm sure with the VAR being introduced in the first season, there will be glitches, there will be hiccups here and there, but you know, as we go along, like how the BPL is seasons back, is definitely going to be helpful for the game.
Well, Adrian Pennock and VAR are not BFFs, I can tell you that. Another decision goes against him. Tanjong Pagar lead by a goal to nil. But you'd have to say, Kidir, that the goal was coming.
Yeah, I think the last 5-7 minutes has been all Tanjong Pagar. The quality of play has been so much better from the local side, and really well-deserved goal. DPMM has been giving away too much space in between the lines, especially the midfield and the defense. Something that Tanjong Pagar players recognized and capitalized on it.
Well, they've never lost a match day 3 before in the Singapore Premier League, Brunei DPMM. Even in that horrific 2017 season, where they only picked up 1 win in their first 17. That came on match day 3. This might be something new for them. Akram trying to latch himself onto that. Shakir Hamza assist, of course, for the opening goal. Shukri battling against Wafi and trying to keep this one alive for Akram, who kept that one alive as well. No give up on him. They've got to watch their challenge, and Wafi just about got enough of the ball and got it right.
A well-timed challenge from Wafi. Really dangerous, where just a slight late tackle would definitely end up in a penalty, especially with a VAR this season.
Here is Shakir once again. Playing as a left centre-back allows him to go down that left-hand side and left flank as much as possible. Well, you watch that delivery from Shakir Hamza. I mean, it was such a gorgeous delivery from him. You just reminded of the fact that this guy used to be one of the best left-backs in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I mean, has backs of ability. He has played in Malaysia, he has played for Lions 12. He definitely has the ability to be bombing up and down the left side.
Mudrazija sets it up for Sugic, who tries to put that ball right into the strides of Nakayudin. Failed to do so, but they'll still get a throw. Yeah, there were calls at the Mitsubishi Electric Cup for Shakir Hamza to play at left full-back, because the national team certainly wasn't or didn't have a natural left full-back in most games.
I think age has catch up as well on him. He's 30 years old. I think a more natural progression would be him playing at centre-back now.
Faisal showing that he too has a long throw in him, just like Shakir. Shot comes in. It was a very disappointing one in the end by Fatullah.
He's not really well balanced to take the shot, because when he came, when the ball rolled away to him, he was not in a good position to take the shot.
40th appearance of the league for Fatullah, who of course spent December in Korea training with the teams of Incheon and Suwon Samsung Blue Wings. Shakir happy to go back to Kenji and say blast it up long and high as much as possible into the Jalan Besar night sky. Rish Yuto. Shakir once again trying to curl it behind the defense. Akram, oh, superb work. He's really enjoying himself tonight, Akram Azman. Azwan, that is a brilliant ball, and it finds Voronkov. Opportunity for the strike. Voronkov just about got that touch in the end. Faisal Roslan to deflect it out for a corner.
Oh, fantastic recovery for Faisal Roslan. He knew that he was beaten on his left side, managed to get back into a good defending position just to leave his leg out to block the shot from Voronkov. How many times have we seen Voronkov does that?
Yeah, absolutely right, especially in 2019, where he was just scoring goals for fun. He's already got one this season. That was a wonderful pick as well from captain Azwan Ali Rahman, knowing that the striker-in-chief is always going to peel away from his markers. He is inside the penalty box now, trying to hunt, sharking around, smelling blood. Martinez trying to distract Kenji right in front of him to prevent the goalkeeper from coming out and picking up the cross. Azwan, it's a disappointing delivery in the end.
So much is expected of the captain with his quality left foot.
180th appearance in Singapore football competitions for Azwan this evening. It's already got a goal this season that came in the last match against Balestier.
And what a goal that was.
Yeah. Shukri is, got a little bit tongued. Nasruddin just went slightly above him, and it's well cleared by Fatullah. Najib. Voronkov almost trying to link it up then with Azwan. Anywhere would do by Raihan. Wafi Amiruddin right down the lines, but Voronkov had come short. Here is Raihan Rahman. 160th appearance in the Singapore Premier League for the veteran. Faisal, yet again trying to dink it in behind that very high line, being put up by Angel Martinez and gang. Sugic. Faisal's not too far away, never too far away. Nakiuddin's made that run just ahead of him. Still hugging the touchline. Raihan almost allowed to work his magic from the back. Tampines leading by 2-0 against Balestier, as Tanjong Pagar also trying to reach that similar scoreline. Effort too tame though from Shukri. Hendra. What a start to the season for Faris Ramli. 4 goals in 4 games now. It's put behind for another DPMM corner.
Now, Tanjong Pagar has had a good passage of play before the chance created by Brunei DPMM. And again, it came from transition where Tanjong Pagar lost the ball, and then, you know, they are in so much control. They can't really give the possession away to DPMM for a corner kick where they are dangerous in the air.
Well, that own goal scored by Herzi is the 620th goal scored in the Singapore Premier League for Tanjong Pagar in their on and off appearances in the SPL. 17th year in the league. Also the 300th conceded by DPMM in their 9th year in the league. Penny for the thoughts of Pennock.
I wouldn't want to be in this position right now.
Yeah, not with the injuries, not with the lack of personnel. Trying to claw himself right back into this game. That's good enough delivery. Oh, I tell you what, Angel Martinez should have done a lot more with that header in the box.
And I'm sure he knew it himself. Good quality cross, and he was free up in the air. I think he left his marker behind. Good run, late run in. Just didn't get to connect with the ball as well as he thinks he can.
He's almost closed his eyes as he went after the ball. For a player who's only scored 2 goals as a professional, playing for his club sides, and that came, the last of which came in 2019 when he was playing in Greece. Came here from Greek football, of course, Angel Martinez. You made a very good point at the start as well, Kidir. I mean, Brunei DPMM, they are in some ways defending champions, 2019 champions. But over the last few years, COVID hit, and they're playing against their opponents back at home, where they very much have been schoolyard bullies.
Yeah. I think you don't get a good enough preparation just to maintain the level that you are at, right? You play at 50%, you're still going to beat them, what, 10-0, 8-0, right? So you have to, now you're playing against the bigger boys, better quality opponents. You're going to struggle a little bit, especially in the first round, I feel. And I think after that, they should be getting back into their zone or their quality. And then it should be more competitive for them in the second and third round.
Need some time just to get their feet wet again in the Singapore Premier League.
A good opportunity for Pennock as well to just feel how the opponents are in the Premier League, and make adjustments to the team to see how they can better prepare for the second and the third round.
And also to blood in some of his youngsters who are prepping for the Southeast Asian Games. These youngsters playing for Brunei DPMM, you could see the lack of game time they had in the Mitsubishi Electric Cup when they were given a spanking by the likes of Indonesia and Thailand in their group. Urasuto, space opening up once again for Faisal, but he's decided to reverse that pass quite brilliantly. The shot is on, but well, decided to hook it back to Mudrazija. Braunkow trying to disrupt Fatula. Ball's gone out for a throw for Brunei DPMM. It's 3 minutes remaining at the end of this first half, of which I'm sure they will add on a couple, if not 3 minutes, after that long VAR check for the opening goal. Tursunbayev on here from Turan Yoipan in the Uzbek League, where he only played cup matches for them last year. Very cognizant of the fact that Risuto was behind him. Aswan was looking at him more than he was looking at the way the ball was traveling. Here is Risuto. Another one knocked long, knocked behind the defense for the on-rushing Nakiuddin. Hanif, Sugic, Modriza, Sugic. This is pretty football. This is very pretty football if there's an end product. Sliding challenge was a good one.
Pretty football from Tanjong Pagar is the quality of the actions in the final third that are letting them down. A lot of one-touch play here, just drops for Rikuto. He didn't really have enough angle, and there were a lot of players blocking him and coming down on him to put pressure.
Just didn't have the confidence to take it first time. I thought it was going to be a swinger from him. Shakir Hamza, clever, so aware of the space in front of him, and aware of where Fatula was. Here is Shakir Hamza. Had an opportunity to try to take that shot on, or maybe even another cross inside where Nakiuddin had cut in from that right flank to join Shukri in the box, but decided to give it out to Akram, and that opportunity was lost.
Tanjong Pagar has got to be a bit more incisive up front, where they don't try to overplay, just get into the good areas and get the quality of the final ball in to be better. It's always that final pass before that shot.
Shakir muscles Nazruddin out of it. Well, we've seen a couple of times already, especially this season in the Singapore Premier League, when you're on top, you start playing football and you start playing the pretty football and you don't take your chances, and then in the second half it's a whole different game altogether.
You never know, especially in the SPL. Last season was a big lesson for everyone as well. And you can see this season, Balestier against DPMM in the previous game, 2-0 up, and then suddenly you lose 4-3.
Tanjong Pagar should know all about that, especially with the start that they made last year. I don't think anyone expected them to beat Elberek at the start of the season with their first match, but they did. 1 point for so long, especially after the first round of matches, they were ahead of Elberek in the table.
Oh, they were the surprise package of 2022. Somebody or people expect them to continue their run, but of course, you know, the season is very long, 4 rounds long. I'm sure up and downs along the way.
Well, we expected 3 minutes of added time, and that's exactly what we're going to get. Tanjong Pagar on top and ending the half that way too. Raihan Rahman helping Kenji there, just needed a little help from his friends, the tying of the shoelace.
Oh, we have a squabble here between the two coaches.
It's not getting very pretty at the moment on the subs bench. right in front of the fourth official, Hasrin Jailani and Adrian Pennock. It's a very fiery Tanjong Pagar bench, I can tell you. The assistant coaches have got themselves into some trouble before. It's a yellow card for Pennock for leaving the technical area. And it's also a yellow card.
Oh, the assistant for Hasrin Jailani, Jasli Hatta, is the one getting yellow carded.
Yellow cards are flashed, and Noor Alam Shah is nowhere close. Last season, of course, he was right there.
I haven't really seen him on the bench yet this season, yeah?
Well, the last thing that DPMM need in this game is to have their coach sent off. Because they need all his experience and all his pep talk at halftime to get them right back into this fixture. Whether they're going to be down by 1, maybe even 2 if this free kick is played right by Raihan. Floated right in, too close to Tursunbayev. Straight away, Nazruddin makes that run across the defense, trying to get at the end of it. Not the best of passes though from the goalkeeper. Well, sum up the first half for us, Jidir.
Yeah, I think the quality of Tanjong Pagar, the way they build up, they have a lot of variety in the way they build up, and they've gotten a lot of chances getting through the press of DPMM.
And speaking of getting through the press, Voronkov, who's only had one opportunity, deflected that one, cannoned off someone else. He's asked for handball. Referee says play on. Sugic, will there be enough time for one final onslaught and one final fling at the DPMM goal? Arsman just about spun away and then gave the ball away. There might be time for one final shot. Fatula, I almost don't want it. Tanjong Pagar. Shakir. Well, the player is there right up front saying, what are you doing? It's almost half time, just play it in. It's going to be the last attack of the half anyway. Risuto. Sugic. There was a VAR check for a possible handball inside the penalty box, which was claimed by Voronkov. I can tell you that it's been waved away. And that is half-time. Tanjong Pagar almost shied away from taking that final shot, but they do have the opening goal. It was credited to Herzi Zulfaka, who got his head at the foot of Mudrazija, who was trying to poach, yet earlier stopped Mudrazija from opening his account for Tanjong Pagar by bravely throwing his body right to the way. That's this time around. He did that same bravery thing, but diverted the ball into the back of his own net. Tanjong Pagar have had the better of the exchanges in the first 45 minutes, and they are ahead, and rightly so, justifiably so, by a goal to nil against Brunei DPMM. We'll be back with first half highlights and also some goals from the other game between Tampines and Balestier. So, Tanjong Pagar United, a goal up at the Jalan Besar Stadium against Brunei DPMM, reeling, of course, from their regulars, missing this one either through suspension or through injury or having to return right home. Tanjong Pagar took full advantage of it, and also Brunei DPMM continued shooting themselves to the foot with that own goal by Herzi in the 29th minute. So let's have a look at the early highlights. A sign of intent right here from Tanjong Pagar as early as the 2nd minute.
This is the opportunity by Blake Lukito. A really tame shot after a nice layoff from Marine Mudrazija. Wanted to guide it to the left side of the goalkeeper, just didn't have enough to trouble him.
He's got 2 goals shy, of course, of 20 in the Singapore Premier League, and every time that ball's launched inside, Mudrazija is always there. Somehow, he just hasn't had the luck and rub of the green yet.
Oh, it's really tough on him at the moment. Really nice throw in from Shaki Hamza, the one that you expect from him. Just didn't have, again, any luck from Marine Mudrazija.
Yep, Shukri from the resulting corner got that one over the bar. Mudrazija, of course, prior to this one, had a complete air shot right in front of goal after a great cross. And from that same angle, that first goal finally arrived. Mudrazija was claiming it, but at last came off the head of Herzi Zulfakar.
Well, there's no doubt that the goal was coming. Had a good spell before this goal, and again, good cross, tantalizing cross from Shaki Hamza. Really unfortunate for Herzi just to be at the wrong side of things for Brunei DPMM.
Just his first appearance of the season, and it goes right into the back of the net. There was a long check from VAR for offside, and in the end the goal was given. Well, the stats don't lie, because Brunei DPMM have been struggling. No shots on target. Kenji Rashidi, not even a save to make at all. And how about that from Tanjong Pagar United? 7 shots, 1 on target. I believe there might be 2 after that save from Tursunbayev earlier on as well. They certainly have dominated that first half.
Yeah, definitely. I think in terms of quality of chances created, definitely Tanjong Pagar would be happy with the first half. And if nothing changes, it looks like that's going to be a difficult second half for DPMM.
Well, the league leaders are also in action, Tampines Rovers, and they got the opening goal, Faris Ramli. You won't see Faris score a lot with his head.
Yeah, but a man on form this season, 4 goals in 4 matches. And here, who else but Boris Kopitovic? Really good through ball. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, no doubt he's going to put the ball at the back of the net.
Peter Deru, the coach of Balestier, would be fuming with that defending though, but typical of Tampines, whenever they've scored, they've always come in batches. They got 2 in 2 minutes. They're up against Balestier by 2-0, and Tanjong Pagar up here at the Jalan Besar Stadium against Brunei DPMM by 1-0. We'll be back live for the second half. As in homecoming to the Singapore Premier League for Brunei DPMM after 2.5 matches, trailing here by goal to nil against Tanjong Pagar United. Kidir, if you were Adrian Pinnock in the dressing rooms, I know you don't want to be in his shoes, but if you were him, what can you do to galvanize this side for the second half?
I mean, tactically, you have to fix the lines, you have to fix the spaces. You have to decide where you want to press, how you want to press, and if you don't want to press, you have to make sure that you win the balls in front of the defense and not give too much space for for Tanjong Pagar to play through. And at the same time, you just have to keep on digging because it's only 1-0, right? You have the quality up front to score the goals. You have the quality striker, and at the same time, you have a quality attacking midfielder in your captain as well. So anything can happen within the next 45 minutes. You just have to fix the problem tactically. Again, for me, it's fixing the lines, and you're going to fix a lot of things. You know, just keep the spirit up. You lost 2 games, and now you're already trailing at halftime. You just have to keep on going because they know that they need the games to get match fit. They know that you need a run of games for the next 3-4 more games for them to really be in a good shape to compete. So now you have to feel the league, feel the opponent, and at the same time not get too disheartened by the results.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
You're absolutely right. It's so easy to feel sorry for yourself that you don't have your star players here. You don't have a lot of the players that are available for you. But then again, you still have the 11 out there, and there's no replacing. We spoke about this earlier, desire and energy. And energy from the youngsters.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you have 7 out of 11 players here are above 30 in the lineup. You have the experience. You may not have the same energy, but I'm sure the hunger is still there. The hunger to win, to allow themselves not to be far away from the leading pack. Like as long as they are there in the first round, within reach, I'm sure the second day would be better, and the third day would be fighting for something at the end of the season. So again, don't lose hope and just keep on going.
Absolutely right. You need characters, you need resilience for the second half. Do you think that Hazrin Jailani, coach of Tanjong Pagar, might be a little miffed that his side's not more than 1 goal up?
I would be fuming if I were him. Right? It would be because they had good chances, or rather clear opportunities to score the goals, to have more goals and to be more comfortable in the game. But it's always that last action in the penalty box, or trying to overplay or making the wrong decisions in the penalty box. The crosses from Nakudin a few times on the right hand side, where just one good ball would definitely have Marine Mudrazija in a good position to score, or even Naufal, or even Shukri Bashir. Don't miss the opportunities that they come to them, because it might bite them back in the second half.
Yeah, there is that danger there, of course, for Tanjong Pagar. Clean sheet the last game against Geylang, that age-old traditional rivalry in Singapore football, won by Tanjong Pagar at a 2-0 victory. They haven't kept back-to-back clean sheets since they've returned into the Singapore Premier League, so this would be indeed a welcome return for them. Ahmad Akasha should have shown a few yellow cards already in that first half, but instead it's the assistant coach of Tanjong Pagar and the head coach of Brunei DPMM, Jasli Hatta and Adrian Pinnock, respectively, who've got the yellow from Ahmad Akasha, who is all set and ready to go for the second 45 minutes. How will the players respond? Angel Martinez, the number 24 in gang, he had an opportunity, of course, in that first half with that header just outside the 6-yard box to draw them level. Didn't get any sort of meaningful contact with the ball. And let's see if he's got the right antidote to get them going in this second 45 minutes. Fatula just about got away from a couple of challenges. Now another one. That's a splendid ball played right through. It's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Oh, he spooned it wide in the end, Nazaruddin Ismail. But how about that for a pass by Ferenkov?
Quality pass and quality start from Brunei DPMM. This is what you expect them to have at the start of the second half. The quality of the pass with one touch. You can't take that first touch away from Nazaruddin. That first touch took him away from the 2 defenders. Again, his second touch definitely could have been better.
You've got to give credit as well for Kenji Rashidi for coming out of his box just to close that down and spread eagle himself and totally cut out the angle.
If you do that, you know, you have half the battle won, because, you know, strikers will definitely look at the angles that's available to them.
Well, that is a warning sign. Might be ominous. Brunei DPMM do have it in them. How different it would have been if the roles were reversed then, and that ball had been played by Naziruddin to Voronkov. Voronkov's decided to peel himself away from his marker yet again, and that's a ball that was aimed towards him. Aswan, nowhere to go. Squeezed out of it. He's got to play it all the way back to Wafi, and then to goalkeeper Tursunbayev. Rashito, Patula, to number 8, clashing with Hendra winning that battle. But they've given it right back to their former teammate Rasuto. Couldn't find Mudrizija.
You can feel the difference from DPMM, the way they started the game, the intensity, and then the desire now. Again, something we spoke about during halftime.
Voronkov didn't get any sort of purchase on that ball. And here he is allowing it to run, thinking that it had enough of an angle to go all the way wide to Muiz, but it failed to do so. Faisal and Sugic exchanging passes, trying to just slow things down and disrupt the rhythm of Brunei DPMM, who've gotten off to a high-flying, high-energetic start in this second 45 minutes. So much difference from what they offered in the first 45. And now space available in midfield for Fatula to run onto. Out wide, always available is Akram. This time showed way too much of it to Najib. They've given the ball away again needlessly. Sugic. It's gone right through. Is that a penalty? They've asked for it. Play on, says the referee. It's taken a deflection and it's cleared this time by the same player who scored the own goal. Hertzi Zulfaka, almost a second own goal in the game for the number 21, but he has bravely cleared it just before it crossed the goal line.
I think Mudrizija is really appealing for a penalty.
2 appeals for a penalty then, because I think it came off the hand as well for Hertzi. Watch this strike now.
Oh yeah, something that maybe a VAR could help with.
They are having a very close look at this, a check in progress, and this will be a real slap in the face of DPMM, especially with the way they started in this second half, because they finally brought some sugar into the game, brought some energy into the game, only to have Tanjong Pagar almost double the lead in their first attack of the half. Ahmad Akasha having a close listen to what Taufik Tana would be telling him from the VAR room.
From the first tackle, it looked from my angle, it looked like a penalty as well. And from the video or from the replay, you can see it's definitely a handball by Zulfaka, sorry, Hirzi Zulfaka.
Well, hands were certainly away from his body. That's the first thing they check in terms of handball, to see whether it was accidental. He will tell you he couldn't get out of the way. Deflected it past Tursunbayev, his goalkeeper, but saved it from going in for a second own goal from him. So 2 instances where there could have been a spot kick given. And Hertzi is hurting. It might be hurting even more. Well, he'll be pretty pleased that nothing came out of it.
Well, Tanjong Pagar must have been pretty hard done about the calls.
Franco is helping that one on, and they've got to watch because he is on the loose, ready to pounce in case a pass is loose. Sugic, that's a splendid challenge. You know, he had to make it as well because there was space opening up for Brunei DPMM. Couldn't latch himself onto the ball. So back come Brunei. Aswan. Out wide for the player who missed the best chance of this half so far, Naziruddin. Aswan. Tanjong Pagar finally get back in shape. Hanif. Wafi. Najib Verankov's made that run just behind the defense and behind Shakir Hamza, but wasn't found. He is now. He spun one, but not the other. Rashuto knows exactly what Andrei Verankov's game's all about. So he came back to help his defenders out. Sugic cleverly spun it into space. Angel Martinez ran right across the cover.
Oh, it's a transition again, which is killing DPMM. The moment they lose the ball, they are totally disorganized, and every ball behind the defense will always trouble Angel Martinez to be out of position.
Well, you just saw the shot on your screen. That's a Balestier got a goal back against Tampines Rovers. Daniel Go, who's been in very good goal-scoring nick since Peter de Roe's taken charge of that side. He's got a goal back, which would make a very interesting second 45 minutes there. Same intriguing second 45 that we have here. With Tanjong Pagar trying to defend that one-goal lead given to them thanks to a Brunei DPMM own goal. Nakiuddin pressed upon. There's a lot more running and pressing up front in the second 45 minutes from Brunei DPMM. It was almost non-existent in the first 45. But Nazruddin Ismail is playing a lot higher up. Mudrazija, keeper slipped and just recovered in time to claim it and claw it away from Mudrazija.
Well, I felt that he shouldn't have backpedaled the moment the ball was being headed by Akram. Very, very lucky for him and DPMM.
Very much the way the story has gone for Mudrazija and his Tanjong Pagar career. Just didn't have that zestfulness in him to get at the end of that. Shakir Hamza, once again Mudrazija running diagonally across, making sure he's trying to spread this DPMM defense as wide as possible and draw out the central defenders. Sugic too strong that time for Hanif. Shakir Hamza from almost the same position where he played in a cross for the opening goal. This one was cleared. Akram, Shakir has decided to make that run just ahead of him. And, he is there trying to prevent that goal kick from being given, and a little too overzealous in terms of the challenge.
And again, is the quality that's being played here. So I mentioned the quality that's being played by Akram. He's in a good position to play and has a lot of time to pick a quality pass. Good opportunity, just gone begging, just like that.
Well, Veronkov absolutely showed no interest in that. Sugic helped him out with that stray header. Covered by Nakiuddin, much to their appreciation of not just the Tanjong Pagar bench, but also the fans that have turned up for the Jaguars. Nazruddin a lot sprightlier in the second half. Nazruddin Ismail. Azwan inside to Veronkov. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Andrei Veronkov. Surely he had no angle. Surely he had no backlift. Are you sure? Are you sure? With this man, anything is possible.
What a quality strike from Andrei Veronkov. Totally didn't expect. I think nobody in the stadium expected him to take a shot. Poor defending from Tanjong Pagar allowed him time and space to turn, pick his spot without any backlift, as you said. Floated in beautifully at the top corner.
And this is where Tanjong Pagar will be kicking themselves for not taking the chances that came their way in the first half. It's 1-1 all of a sudden. Andrei Veronkov showing us why he was the top player in the SPL in 2019 in terms of the number of goals that he scored. They've given the ball away again. Oh, it's going to be a red card, surely. That's going to be red. Raihan Rahman sent off.
Well, he knew what was coming, Raihan Rahman. He misplaced the pass, got intercepted. There's a tuck on the shirt of Naziruddin. Clear-cut red card.
Kenji was screaming on his way out, asking Raihan not to tuck the jersey of Naziruddin, saying that he had that one covered, but instinctively he held back Naziruddin, and now Tanjong Pagar have just conceded a goal and now have a man less on the pitch. Tables have absolutely been turned at the Jalan Besar Stadium. You give credit as well to Naziruddin Ismail. I mean, in the first half he was pretty quiet, was taking out Shakir Hamza's legs more than he was touching the ball, and then second 45 minutes he's missed a great chance, and he's just brought so much energy into his game.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the one that, to me, the turning point of the game. Definitely, you have like 30 minutes for DPMM to get something out of the game and for Tanjong Pagar to hold on.
Voronkov already scored a stunner, allows the captain to take that one, maybe not the right choice. 2 times out, Aswan has just disappointed his teammates with his finishing qualities, or lack of.
Well, this is, I mean, you can sense that DPMM is smelling blood. You know, they are getting out there and they are putting a lot of intensity and pressure just by the energy and just by the encouragement and the instructions.
Azrin Jailani has just spoken to Blake Rashito, who has dropped slightly deeper from his midfield role to help out with the central defenders now, almost playing as the central personnel in the back three. Here is Sugic trying to spear this one forward, too close to the goalkeeper. Couldn't match the run of Nakiuddin or Akram. Shukri or Akram, I should say.
Well, there should be a bit of tactical change from Tanjong Pagar, with Fatullah and Mirko maybe just sitting in front of the 3 defense, with Blake moving back to occupy Raihan's position. We will still see a little bit more adventure from Akram and Nakiuddin to help out Mudrazija and also Shukri. But we really have to be careful now with the second balls and the transitions.
Here's the Belarusian bullet. Voronkov couldn't get that one. Well, let's not forget Khairul Amri, Tajeli Salamat to call from the bench if needed. Shakir just about managing to dink it over for Sugic. Voronkov's decided to come back to help out this time, knowing that he's got a winning runner ahead of him in Naziruddin. There he goes again, Naziruddin. Look at the sprints that he's bringing to the game for DPM in the second half, and his teammates are appreciating it from the youngster.
This is what you expect from a young player, right? You have quality and experience with Voronkov, and you need that energy, somebody to press, somebody to just hustle in the attacking part of the setup to make sure that you win all the first balls.
And they have been winning a lot of these balls, coming in with these challenges. A lot of these balls that they weren't winning in the first 45 minutes. Given that one again to Sugic, and even he has lost it to Hanif. Naziruddin, still Naziruddin. Try that little snapshot through the legs of Faisal. And in the end, deflection took the poison out of the ball. Risuto getting very open at the moment for Tanjong Pagar. Almost need a reset here. Shakir, another raking pass, splendidly finding his teammate in Nakiuddin. Sugic, that's a clever ball. Shukri, Sugic available. Mundrazija inside the box, hoping to pounce. Wasn't the best of finishes for Marin Mundrazija.
He peeled away, he was in the right position, he just didn't have that quality and execution just to maybe knock back the ball into the 6-yard area. I'm sure he was trying to aim for the far post.
Yeah, definitely. Tosunbayev invited him to do so. All of a sudden, the shot count has gone up in the second 45 minutes. It was just the one in the first half for Brunei DPMM. And here we are at 6 already in the second 45. Poranko at the heart of everything. So too this boy, Naseeruddin, taking the fight right to the Tanjong Pagar defense. Space opening up for Muiz. Easy for Kenji. Well, he almost made some meal out of it.
Oh, it looked like they had a small touch on it.
The poor pass by Shakir. Almost the first one where he has given it away. So smart enough to take the challenge and take contacts from Najib. Just to win the free kick. With Razija. It's good work, tracking back and winning the ball. Akram. Surgic. Great play from Surgic. Just brushing his opponent aside. That's a splendid ball and a save that matched the effort and the pass from Surgic from Tursunbayev.
The run behind by Nakiuddin Yunus has always been dangerous, especially in the first half. Again, a defense splitting pass from Surgic. Ball was a little bit too near to the goalkeeper. But again, good save by Akmal.
Nakiuddin Yusof has only scored 1 goal in his Singapore Premier League career, and it came against Brunei DPMM 49 games ago, back in 2019, when he was playing for the Young Lions. And he almost got a second against the same opponents. Corner for Tanjong Pagar, who are not going to go gentle into the night. Even with a man less. And these are situations which they feasted upon last year. And the ball's hung up in the air. And the likes of Rishuto, Faisal Roslan, Surgic, ball's gone past him. Faisal Roslan couldn't get over the ball.
It was tough for Faisal Roslan to be attacking the far post, and when he realized that the ball was not going there, having to track back and to use his weaker left foot. Again, good effort from him.
No, VAR might be checking that. They almost rugby tackled Rishuto inside the penalty box. Well, as a manager yourself before, Kidder, how did you play or set your team up when you're playing against a man up 10 versus 11?
Well, you have to be careful with your attacks, and you have to first keep it safe at the back. You don't want to concede further, and you got to choose your attack. You got to choose your moments. You got to use the energy efficiently and also maximize it as well.
Have you ever had that at the training ground where you're playing 10 against 11?
You always prepare for these kind of situations where you play 10v11 or even 11v10, right, for you to capitalize on the extra advantage or extra men that you have. It's always about managing the moment, and then at the same time utilize whatever that you have in terms of strength on the field to get the goal that you need.
Well, that's exactly what Pennock has asked for from Naseeruddin. Give me 65 minutes and give me all the energy that you have for the opening 20 minutes of the second half, and then I'll replace you. He certainly has been replaced now by the veteran Abdulazizi, whose first touch of the ball is to sprint away from his opponents. The second is looking for Poranko. Couldn't get to him. He had come back from an offside position, so it's going to be a free kick for DPMM.
Well, Tanjong Pagar is still putting numbers up front.
Yeah.
They are not putting Mudrazija back in midfield. They're still putting 2 players up front, which is still going to be useful in the transitions.
And remember, they have loads of pace to burn down the flanks, as they've shown throughout the match already. Shakir dealt with that cross. Mudrazija's touch wasn't backed up by Fatullah. Poranko. Three in the box waiting for a good delivery. He's decided to play it outside to Hanif. Shot shy. Muiz. It's an interesting effort in the end. That was improvised by Najib Tarif. Never on target though. Time for Tanjong Pagar to make their change now.
I think this is where the quality in the final third comes in. I'm sure Tanjong Pagar knows that they are not going to have a lot of chances, and when those come, you need quality finishers, especially in Khairul Amri, to be there in and around in the box to finish those chances.
Huge favourites wherever he goes, Khairul Amri. He loves playing against Brunei DPMM. Total of 8 goals against them. One in 2019, 2018, when he was playing for the Young Lions at Tampines. He's always been a regular scorer against Brunei DPMM. And Tanjong Pagar hope that he continues that form with them now. And he's decided to go in between the defenders to try to latch onto this ball by Nakiuddin. Just didn't give enough juice behind it for him to get onto it, but at least he wins a corner.
Tanjong Pagar has to utilize all these dead ball situations. They have numbers in it, and then at the same time they have the quality in terms of delivery.
Treatment needed for Brunei DPMM. Thin in terms of numbers. And players still dropping like flies.
Ooh, didn't look too good.
Yeah, it's that left hand. He's hoping he didn't hear a crack or anything there. Because Khairul just landed on him innocuously, but at the same time not maliciously. What Khairul has done is ensure that now the numbers are even on the pitch. 10 against 10 for the moment. Shakir, corner taking duties for him with Raihan Rab, now sent off for Tanjong Pagar. That one swung right into a very dangerous zone. It's a super cross. Faisal Roslan, Sugic, blocked off by Varankov.
I'm sure the ball fell unknowingly to Sugic. He just had a snapshot reaction.
So Herzi is not going to return. Another brilliant cross to the far post. Keeper though claims it and claws it out of the air before Rishioto could do anything with it.
It didn't look like there was any malice on the challenge from Blake Ikuto. Well, it might look like it was just an awkward landing.
Well, the Brunei DPMM physio doctor has been working overtime over the last week or so.
Not just today on the pitch as well, off the pitch as well, with all the injuries and the aches and pains.
That's exactly what Adrian Penakes called for. In the face of adversity, strong characters are unraveled and prevail. And at the moment, they are showing great character in coming back, staying alive in this game, and probably the favorites of these two teams going into the final 20 minutes of this game, especially with one man up. Faisal just about got it right with his head. Rishioto, Sugic. Rishioto has vacated his new centre-back role to move up to his more familiar role. Sugic closed down very quickly by Azwan. He tried to bully his way through, but only wins a throw.
But there's no rush for Tanjong Pagar to launch an attack. Any attacks launched straight away would definitely result in a loose ball, a second ball, where Brunei DPMM will have more numbers in midfield to take the ball away from them.
Sugic yet again easily away from Azman. Oh, it's a brilliant ball, but just didn't have enough power to get it by on Martinez. Patula told that Voronkov was closing down on him. Faisal, goalkeeper available, of course. He decides to swing it out. Again, Martinez gets the better of Mudrazija. Anywhere in the air for Hendra. Didn't travel far. Oh, that's nasty.
There was definitely a late show of start by the number 4 of Brunei DPMM, Hanif Farhan.
I think the only thing that saved him there was that his eyes were on the ball.
Yeah. I think we have another injury to DPMM now.
It's the last player that they want out, their captain Azwan Ali Rahman.
But they don't have anybody else on the bench except for Razmi Ramli and a 16-year-old in Shafiq Hilmi.
Yeah, Balic, of course, is there, but he is nursing a hamstring injury. You don't want to risk him in a match like this where you're chasing a victory. It's head-scratching moments for Adrian Pennock. Turning 52 in 2 weeks. Well, he's just collapsed. Bottom of your screen, left bottom of your screen. Now limping out, signaling to the bench and shaking his head, which might mean that his time is up.
I mean, your body is not conditioned to play at this level for a few years. And when you play 3 games in 8 days or 10 days, it's definitely going to take its toll.
It's almost broken loose to Amri. Good communication then between the Tanjong Pagar defenders to not get into each other's way. This one swung into the box too close to Tursun Bayev. An opportunity with the captain returning onto the pitch now. Azwan trying to work the 1-2 with Voronkov, who was aware that he might be in an offside position. We know what he can do from here. We know what he can do from here. And he's almost trying at similar efforts that resulted in the equalizer. That one, though, went sailing harmlessly over the bar.
But he knew what he wanted to do the moment he got the ball. He was trying to create that space on his right foot. Just the drop of the shoulder. And again, trying to curl it to the left side of the goalkeeper. But he went under the ball a little too much.
15 minutes remaining. We have some life into this game. All of a sudden, in this second 45 minutes, Brunei DPMM have showed up. Tanjong Pagar have lost a player. And we're in for a fascinating finish. Khairul Amri has done supremely well. Sugic with an effort. He torched it, but enough bodies at the back to block that one out. Voronkov chases and rescues. Space, loads of them available out wide for Azizi. Azwan almost playing as an auxiliary striker now. Right up front, almost 3 up front for Brunei. Wasn't the best of clearances, and it only gets as far as Muiz on the prowl. 3 in the box waiting for a good delivery, which was blocked out at the end by Nakiuddin.
Well, credit to Tanjong Pagar. They haven't been sitting and waiting for the pressure to come. The game has been quite open since the red card. A lot of transitions and a lot of exciting moments for fans as well.
Yeah. It was almost as if they looked so very comfortable at 1-0. They needed not just the equalizer, but the sending off to wake them up. And they have been woken up. They need to stay awake for this cross that comes in. They've asked for a penalty, but Voronkov's claims are not going to be appeased or ceded by the referee. Every second ball picked up by a player in red in the second half. Huge difference from what we saw in the first. Azwan fakes that shot. Flag doesn't go up. Kenji Rashidi, right place, right time to block it out. Muis wins the free kick. Mudrazija came back and too overzealous in the way he chased it down.
It's the quality of the reverse pass by Azwan Ali, which allowed Azizi to be free, Abdul Azizi to be free. Again, somebody of Varankov's quality, you would expect him to bury the ball at the back of the net. Definitely won't be happy with himself.
Much easier chance in the goal he scored. And Kenji Rushdie managing to save that one. Tampines have gone ahead. Kopitovic with his first brace of the season, and he's not finished yet. 3-1 now for the league leaders. Remember, an opportunity to go 3 points clear of Geylang with a win. Martinez has shown the way. This one's lifted right in! And it was almost a second own goal of the night, this time from Faisal Roslan.
Very nervy moments for Tanjong Pagar United now. Ooh. Would have been a nice goal if it had gone in.
And it's gone in this time. No foul. And Brunei DPMM, all thanks to their substitute Hanif Hamir, have taken the lead with 12 minutes remaining.
A lot of heated call from Kenji Rushdie, claiming that he has been fouled. Let's look at the replay here. He was sandwiched in between Varankov and Hanif, I think. But from my view, it didn't look like any foul. So.
Yeah. Looked pretty clean. Looked as if his defenders ghosted him and allowed him to deal with that cross all by himself amidst of 3 Brunei DPMM players. But this is some comeback from Brunei DPMM, Peter.
Yeah, first half was a totally different team, and the second that came out inspired by the team talk and inspired by the energy of the youngsters and also the experience of the old, and of course the quality of the finish from Varankov earlier at the start of the second half ignited further the spirit of the DPMM. Of course, it didn't help with Tanjong Pagar having a man down.
Well, Adrian Pennock, now you know why he was Coach of the Year in 2019. That ability to inspire and put energy into the legs, weary legs of players. It looked that way in the first 45 minutes. But now they have the lead. And Tanjong Pagar are running out of time to get back into this game. They will be kicking themselves, of course. DPMM have an opportunity with a win to climb above them in the league. But more importantly, kicking themselves for really not putting more daylight between them and their opponents in that first half, which they totally dominated.
Now it will be interesting now how DPMM is going to set up the last 10 minutes. Are they going to sit? Are they going to still keep playing the same kind of football?
Amri having to drop very deep just to get involved. One's lifted in the box just behind the defense for Akram. Real up and under. Oh, there was contact in the box. The Tanjong Pagar bench came up. It's almost 3 against 3. It should be okay now. They took some time. They took too long to play the ball in the end. Shakir Hamza has gotten himself into a real muddle here. Rashuto, that was a brilliant challenge, because if he had pulled down Azizi, that might have been another red card. And back they come, Tanjong Pagar. It's end-to-end stuff right here. Khairul Amri, ball played slightly behind him. Has to bring the attack forward for Tanjong Pagar. Sugic crowded out. Nakiuddin 4 Tanjong Pagar players in the box, waiting for a good delivery. It's not a bad cross. It was well defended by Martinez. It's a very ambitious effort from a centre-back, Faisal Roslan. Khairul Amri back to Faisal. No, wanted a corner out of it, cleared. Well, we have a football match now, Kidder.
Yeah, definitely. I think DPMM now is playing the game, managing the game the way that they should, trying to waste some time with the cramps. 2 players down at this point. And we see 2 substitutions happening for Tanjong Pagar United, with Nakidin Yunus coming off and Tajali coming in, as well as Fatullah Rahman coming off, and the energetic number 10 Khairul Hairi coming in to create something in the game.
Number 7, Nakidin Yunus is replaced by number 27, Zeli Selamat.
So will the experience of Tajeli Salamat had to move away on loan from his parents' club, Lion City Sailors, last year. Scored a couple of goals as well.
Well, at the rate that the players from DPMM are going to the ground, I'm not sure if they have any players on Sunday.
They are, of course, playing on Sunday, and they're hoping to get at least a couple of their players who've gone back to Brunei for contrasting reasons to return here. Khairul Hairi skipped past the challenge, could have fallen and won a free kick, decided to stay up. Tajeli's first touch of the ball, trying to open the angle for the cross. That's very good defending from Varankov.
Tajali, 3 or 4 Tanjong Pagar United players are waiting for the cross, but he just decided to take a Varankov on a 1v1 situation.
Well, Balic probably only had 10 minutes in him, and they're going to make full use of it. Player who was crocked for the start of play due to a hamstring injury now comes on for Hendra in midfield. And also coming on was Razimi Ramli.
You see the goalkeeper Akmal Tersenbai doing the same trick that Kenji did in the first half.
So Razimi Ramli is an out-and-out forward, and that might be the case right now, with Voronkov playing just behind the 2 forwards in Azizi and Razimi. Balic will ensure that there is protection for the back line. It's a nasty challenge by Tajeli. It might be another red here. We might see another red here. Just a yellow.
Oh, it looked like it was over the ankle by a tackle by Tajali.
Ooh. I tell you what, VAR is going to check this, and I think he's going to be sent off. That's nasty from Tajeli Salamat, and very silly, having just come on, playing in a team 1 man short, to throw in a challenge like that. He has been tempestuous over the years, Tajeli Salamat, and might find himself in a spot of bother.
It didn't look like he was physically ready to be playing as well. His first touch wasn't clean enough, which allowed the ball to roll a little bit further, which ended up with him giving the bad tackle.
Muisisa on the ground. That certainly looked as if it was studs up. chomping down on the ankles of Muiz. A yellow for Tajeli. Check is still in progress. I think it's over, and they've allowed it to pass. Pennock wasn't happy with it. He wanted more punishment. No red card, the decision. Tajeli is very, very lucky. Just about got away with it, and he's got to watch his challenges from here on. I think probably just put the scare tactic enough to Muiz to remind him what just happened as he came right across, and Muiz totally miscued his cross. So 3 minutes remaining for Tanjong Pagar. Can they pull any rabbits out of this hat? Or are they going to be stung by the wasps from DPMM? Risciuto just about got it right ahead of Balic. Voronkov though picks up the loose ball. Last came off him. Sugic helping it on. It's good here from Brunei DPMM. Defending high up. That's probably what you need to do when you're playing against a team with a man less. But there's space opening up now for Tajeli Salamat. Yet again, just delaying the cross. And it gave enough time for Muiz to come in with that sliding challenge.
I think that's what he was being brought on to make the cross, because he has good crosses in him. But he's just not doing it at this point.
Yeah, we haven't seen one yet from him. Opportunity to run away, not the best sliding challenge, just about got it the way then of Raimi. Sugic. A couple of VAR checks in the second half. Probably expect 5 minutes to be added. Amri asking for the ball back, and here he goes. That's a typical Khairul Amri shimmy. And now, we finally see a cross from Tajeli Salamat. That's a peach! And a punch-out from Tursunbayev. Well, you're right, Kadir. That was what he was brought on to do, and that is exactly what he did. Pose that question with a cross, and Tursunbayev hasn't gotten up.
Tanjong Pagar United players, they have quality and quantity up front. They have 4 in the box. That's where Tajeli needs to recognize that and send the ball as early as he can. I think both of them had every right to go for the ball.
And neither were backing down. And it's Akmal Tursunbayev who feels the full force of Risciuto's challenge. Just about hanging on for Adrian Pennock.
Well, I think this is where the game management comes in. If the goalkeeper goes down, there's no way the referee allows the goalkeeper to be out of the field, so they have to play and continue waiting. Of course, it adds up to the injury time, but it's part of and parcel of the game.
Risciuto's just walked away from Hasrin Jailani, almost shrugging his shoulders and saying, you know, what's happening next? Almost need his leadership on the pitch, despite the fact that the captain's armband has gone to Shakir Hamza, but they need him to be leading the charge up front. And this will hurt for Risciuto in front of his previous manager. So 6 minutes of added time, and the referee will restart the game with a ball for Tanjong Pagar. Well, it's a drop ball, but Tanjong Pagar, of course, was actually favoured to win the ball. Faisal Roslan, and I think he's trying to explain this to Razimi to give the ball back. He's not going to. Razimi, it's good work from him. Couldn't get it past Risciuto. It's a clever ball by Voronkov. The only pass he had, really, and he found it. Risciuto surrounded, but wriggled, and wriggled clear. Akram just about kept it in. Khairul Amri just slightly ahead right now. of the other Khairul Hairi, who gives the ball away. Azwan. Calm, collected, exactly what you needed from your captain, and he produces. Azizi, Voronkov, far post, asked to hold it a little longer. That's a good enough cross to Voronkov. Oh, Balic probably disappointed with that finish. They have to sprint back because Tanjong Pagar have enough bodies forward. Shakir. Tajeli Salamat has company, so needs to bring it back to his captain, Shakir Hamza. Sweeping that one out. Here is Khairul Amri. Mudrazija in the box. Khairul Hairi. That was neither a shot or a cross, really, from the youngster. Faisal Roslan got the ball, but gives away the throw. Nervous into the game for Pinnock as they try to cling on for their first win of the season. Remember, they've never started a season without a win in their first 3 matches in the Singapore Premier League. And that trend may very well continue.
I think Angel Martinez is signaling to the bench that Akmal has a face swollen, I guess.
I think it's a bump there. Probably the residue from the challenge he had with Resuto earlier. This will just add a lot more time to the 6 we've already been allocated.
It looks like the activity on the bench signals that there may be a change. I think one of the technical staff has run back into the dressing room to take the goalkeeper kit.
Well, they do have a goalkeeper, Jaime Niaring, on the bench. It's well won by Mudrazija. Well, someone's got to remind Tanjong Pagar players that they have loads of space out on the other flank, but they've decided to keep it down the right-hand side. Salamat cross easily picked up by Akmal Tursunbayev.
But at that particular instance, Tanjong Pagar didn't have enough numbers in the box.
There's a shout from his teammates that he had time on the ball. But Razimi has lost possession. Wafi made a real mess out of it. Khairul Amri's touch, though, couldn't find Khairul Hairi. Trying to just wind the clock down and maybe even wind the Tanjong Pagar players up. Mudrazija blocked off by Martinez. Came off Hairi. Throw for Tanjong, for DPMM. Exactly what they needed, but they took it way too quickly. Sugic. Loads of room, but closed down very quickly. Tajeli Salamat's done absolutely well. Not the best of crosses, though, and it's cleared by Martinez. And look at the space afforded right now. Well, he's come on to make up for his own mistake, Tajeli. Azizi couldn't take advantage of the room that was available. Long from Tajeli Salamat. Wafi just got a piece of the ball, and that was important as he got it down to Balic. Azwan, who has been a calming influence every time the ball's got to him. And they're using that composure now to try to see this game out. Baronco. High challenge from Shakir, and a yellow card as well for Shakir.
I think it was more for the reaction rather than the tackle itself. Very frantic last few minutes of the game. It was definitely a foul.
So what's Brunei DPMM going to do from here? You talk about game management, Kidir. Keep the ball, put it down the corner flag.
Put it back to the goalkeeper. And Khairul Amri has to run another 30 meters just to press the goalkeeper.
Well, they decided to go long, and it came from the most experienced player. They've given it right back to Tanjong Pagar. Surely that's going to be a free kick. Referee's not going to call it. Opportunity to seal it all up here for Brunei DPMM. It's not done first time out. Barankov! Well, very unlike him to miss it that far, but it doesn't matter because his equalizer spurred a comeback for Brunei DPMM and has given them their first win of the season. Trailing by a goal to nil at half-time, they came right back at it in the second 45 minutes after a splendid strike by the Belarusian Bullet. A winning goal scored by the substitute, the head of Hanif Hamir, and Adrian Pennock, and Brunei DPMM pick up their first win of the season.
But fantastic second half by Brunei DPMM, a very different side coming into the second half. A lot of desire, a lot of intensity, and because of that, they managed to close down spaces so much better, which they didn't in the first half. And you can see from the first minute, they had a clear-cut chance with the number 22, Naziruddin, having a clear through-on goal, which he didn't convert, but that set the tone for the second half for DPMM. Very, very unlucky for Tanjong Pagar United with the one man down, but I think the results have shown the equality of the match.
Yep, Desire won the match. You're absolutely right, Kidir. As we have a look at the highlights, Tanjong Pagar United have had problems scoring goals this season, and all 3 goals today were scored by Brunei DPMM players, including that first one, which was an own goal scored by Herzi Zulfaka.
Yeah, the quality of the cross was the one that captured the attention the most. He just played at a zone where it's very difficult to defend, and that's what you get when you are running back. You just have to put your head in. Unlucky for the defender to be scoring an own goal from that, Herzi Zulfaka. Again, this quality pass in between the 2 centre-backs. Unlucky finish from the very energetic number 22, Naziruddin, in the second half.
Yeah, he certainly brought a lot of energy in the second 45 minutes, and that certainly was a sign of things to come from Brunei DPMM.
Take nothing away from the pass, and again, take nothing away from the first touch. Set him up nicely, just miscued his shot there.
And then in their first and probably only attack in the second 45 minutes, they almost got the second goal. Tanjong Pagar, that might have been lights out. A couple of penalty claims there before the ball was cleared off the line by Herzi Zulfaka.
I think the first claim was pretty soft, but from the handball that happened with Herzi Zulfaka, it was a clear-cut handball. I didn't realize how clear it was until the replay was being made, and I think VAR somehow denied it and didn't allow the penalty to happen.
How about this goal, Kidir?
Peach of a goal. Peach of a quality, high-quality goal from a high-quality player. He's 35, 34 years old, but amazing. Just no back lift, a little bit of space being afforded to him by Tanjong Pagar players. A really big mistake there. Just curled it into the back of the net.
You can't invite Barankov to a party like that, and then they shot themselves further in the foot with that sending off for Raihan Rahman.
Yeah, I think he, a man of his experience, a player of experience, knows that any tuck and a clear foul from his position at that moment would definitely lead to a red card. It would be better if if Naziruddin scored, or Naziruddin scored the goal and still have 11 players on the field. Yeah. And that changed the game completely, with more transitions and more control afforded to Brunei DPMM.
And they certainly took advantage of it, especially Nazruddin, who kept chasing down everything. Tanjong Pagar was still trying to get themselves into it. How about this for a save by Akmal Tursunbayev?
Again, I'm a big fan of defense splitting passes, and this is what I like to see. Good effort from his left foot from Nakudin. Again, a good reaction save from Akmal.
A strong hand put out by the Uzbekistan goalkeeper. The winning goal came from a set-piece situation. Kendi Rushdie couldn't come out in that sea of red to get a claim of the ball. He asked for a free kick from the referee, who has having none of it, and the substitute, number 13, Hanif Hamir, got the winning goal.
I think it was a clear and a fair challenge from Hanif Hamir. He was really going for the ball instead of going for the goalkeeper. Clear-cut goal.
Could have been even worse if they had made something out of this, but they couldn't right at the death when Tanjong Pagar were trying to chase the game. Voronkov was fluffing the easy chances, but got the most difficult one.
This was the one where his legs were tired. He just wanted to place the ball on the left side. But it didn't matter in the end, because that was the last action of the game, and DPMM thoroughly deserved the victory today.
Yep, 3 points then, and 2 goals for Brunei DPMM. As we have a look at the match stats, well, it was far and away Tanjong Pagar in the first half, who had 7 shots, just 1 from Brunei DPMM, but look how much they caught up in terms of shots in the second 45 minutes.
Oh, wow, I think the quality that Brunei brought in the second half definitely improved. And of course, the shots on targets are equal. It's just, again, you have to take your chances. With 4 shots on goal, you have to take your chances, which Brunei DPMM did.
Yep, Tanjong Pagar kicking themselves for naught in the first half. Balestier Khalsa had a little bit of a comeback alive. At least they hoped there was, when they pulled the goal back after trailing by 2-0 at halftime to Tampines Rovers. But Tampines just shut out shop with another goal from Boris Kopitovic. 2 for him for the night, and they go further away in the table. 10 points now, 3 ahead of Geylang International. Albrechts Negata have an opportunity to close that one to just 1 point if they win tomorrow night. For Brunei DPMM, it's been a very profitable night as they climb above Tanjong Pagar in the table. So tomorrow night, a couple more matches for you. Albrechts Negata playing against Hougang at the Jurong East Stadium, and at the Bishan Stadium, Lion City Sailors hoping to come back after that defeat to Albrechts Negata with a victory against Geylang International and go above Geylang in the table. That will be midweek action from the Singapore Premier League, as we leave you here from the Jalan Besar Stadium with Brunei DPMM picking up their first win and their first 3 points of the season by defeating Tanjong Pagar United, coming from behind to win 2-1.